I just wanted to make a quick video today showing the spell usage I've been working on for my game. First, I've made it so you can define different area of effect templates. And then here I've made it so you can define your spells. Spells have multiple levels, much like an old favorite of mine, Shining Force, and the effects of the spell are defined in the Lua code block. Here's an example of what one of those Lua code blocks for a spell might look like. When you cast the spell, the engine looks for its run spell function here. Before running the spell, the engine initializes an empty table called spell commands that the scripter then fills during the run spell function. Additionally, if the spell was an area of effect spell, a table called targets is filled with all the units your area of effect spell overlapped. Here is a little chart to explain better what the spell code was doing. There were two commands that were added to the spell commands table, an action scene command that brought up a scene where the mage was hitting the enemies with the spell, and an action command, which is a command that just runs an action, a function, provided to it. When creating an action scene command, you can either tell it to just run its regular combat, or you can specify the events that occur and pass them in. In this case, that's what I'm doing. I pass in events like changing the battler's animation, and then loop between switching the targets and dealing damage to them. Then finish by running animations that return the caster to their idle animation. After the action scene command is completed, an action command was provided that spawned those fires on the battlefield. Those fires are set up in the engine as map events, the name being a reference to RPG Maker events. If you're familiar with those, they are things that you can place on the map to run various functions, like when your character steps on them or interacts with them. The events can function similarly here too, defined in the Lua code block. They can either replace the tile's stats completely or modify them. For example, the fire tiles here are far more difficult to walk on. I could also script the tiles to do more, like if a character ended their turn on one, they take damage. And that's that. I hope that this will give someone using the campaign editor a lot of freedom when it comes to creating spells. Thanks for watching.